In the serene expanse of the Tahoe National Forest, 16-year-old Kiely Rodni, having graduated high school early with honors, set out to celebrate with friends on August 5, 2022. The plan was simple: a summer send-off party at Prosser Campground, a beloved local spot known as the Sanctuary, nestled by a sprawling reservoir just 15 minutes from her home in Truckee, California. Kiely, a bright and talented young woman with a promising future at Sierra College, was eager to share laughter and memories with friends before embarking on her next chapter. Her loving family, parents Lindsay and Daniel, and her adoring 8-year-old brother, cheered her on, proud of her achievements. No one could have imagined that this innocent gathering, so close to home, would spiral into a heart-wrenching mystery. The day was idyllic, with Mount Shasta's majestic peak visible in the distance and vibrant wildflowers, splashes of purple and yellow, blooming across the landscape, a resilient beauty rising from the ashes of past wildfires. As summer waned, the Tahoe National Forest buzzed with locals savoring the final days of warmth before the school year began. Kiely spent the afternoon with friends, indulging in the simple joy of making crème brûlée, her laughter echoing through the cozy moments. By evening, she was ready for the party at Prosser Campground, a 40-minute drive from Reno but a familiar haunt for Truckee's youth. The campground, surrounded by tranquil waters and towering pines, was the perfect backdrop for a carefree farewell to summer. Kiely had plans to meet her closest friends the next morning, August 6th, but when 9 a.m. arrived, she was nowhere to be found. That Friday night marked the last time anyone saw her. Kiely was a true daughter of Truckee, raised in a tight-knit rural community where an off-grid lifestyle was not uncommon. Her family's home, tucked away in the rugged beauty of the mountains, suited her vibrant spirit. Known for her infectious happiness, Kiely thrived in this unconventional setting, surrounded by a supportive family who cherished her. Her parents trusted her implicitly, and her younger brother idolized her. As the weekend approached, Kiely's excitement for the campground party was palpable. At around 6 p.m. on August 5th, she left home in her silver Honda CR-V, her heart light with anticipation. Her parents, unaware of the tragedy looming, waved her off, never imagining they would never see their daughter again. Shortly after 6 p.m., surveillance cameras at a Truckee gas station captured Kiely browsing the store, a fleeting glimpse of her before she continued to the party. By 10 p.m., she arrived at Prosser Campground with her friend Magdalene, where they met up with another close friend, Sammy Smith. The trio spent much of the evening together, sharing drinks and mingling with others. What began as a small gathering of local teens swelled unexpectedly as word spread, drawing 200 to 300 people from across Northern California. The absence of a bonfire, prohibited due to the region's wildfire risks, left the campground shrouded in darkness, illuminated only by glow sticks, electric lanterns, and car headlights. Kiely's mother, Lindsay, had always trusted her daughter's judgment. Kiely was known for her responsibility, never drinking and driving, a fact corroborated by her friends. Lindsay had no reservations about Kiely attending the party. Around 11 p.m., Kiely and Sammy retreated to Kiely's Honda CR-V to charge her phone, chatting and sipping drinks. During their conversation, Sammy asked Kiely for a ride home. At 11:30 p.m., Kiely texted her mother, promising to leave the party soon and head straight home. Lindsay replied, urging her to be safe and expressing her love. Kiely's response was a simple, "Okay, I love you too." But by 12:20 a.m., Sammy, noticing Kiely's intoxication, arranged another ride home, parting ways with her friend at 12:25 a.m. Minutes later, at 12:36 a.m., Kiely called Sammy to check on her ride, with voices audible in the background, suggesting she was still at the party. That call was the last time anyone heard from Kiely. The next morning, Lindsay awoke to a chilling realization. Kiely wasn't in her room, and her car was gone. After failed attempts to reach her, Lindsay contacted the Placer County Sheriff's Office to report her daughter missing. The police, however, declined to issue an Amber Alert, citing no evidence of abduction. They searched the campground and interviewed roughly a third of the partygoers, but many attendees, wary of kindizing their college prospects, hesitated to cooperate. Despite assurances from law enforcement that no one would face repercussions for party activities, most remained silent. The sheer number of people, over 200, made it baffling that no one reported seeing anything suspicious, especially since both Kiely and her vehicle had vanished. Sammy organized a meeting with partygoers, excluding detectives to encourage openness, but it yielded no new leads. She repeatedly told authorities she was the last to see Kiely, mentioning unsettling older men at the party who made her and other friends uncomfortable, prompting their departure. This raised questions. Why would Kiely's friends leave her alone in such an environment, knowing she had been drinking? Despite numerous photos and videos from the night, none provided clues about Kiely's state of mind or whereabouts. Investigators confirmed her phone's last cellular connection at 12:33 a.m., aligning with her final call to Sammy, marking the critical moment when something went terribly wrong. In the serene expanse of the Tahoe National Forest, given her time with Kiely Rodni, having graduated high school early with honors, interviews, set out to celebrate with friends that someone may have offered Kiely a ride home. The plan was simple: her intoxication, a summer send-off party at Prosser Campground, another beloved local spot known as the Sanctuary, nestled by a sprawling reservoir difficult to navigate 15 minutes from her home, especially under the influence. Kiely, however, a bright and talented young woman with a promising future Sammy at Sierra College, ex-boyfriend, was eager to share laughter and memories with friends as their statements and social media activity raised her loving family. Internet Lindsay and noted that Sammy and her Kiely weren't connected on social media, cheered her on, Sammy and Jagger her achievements, and the request to filter leads directly rather than innocent gathering, fueled speculation of foul play, would spiral into a County Sheriff's Office clarified the day was August 11th via Twitter that they hadn't authorized Jagger visible in the distance witness and vibrant wildflowers, urging information splashes of purple and yellow, as photos and videos from the party surfaced, a resilient beauty rising from the ashes of past wildfires. By August 12th, summer waned, the search expanded, Tahoe National Forest, covering a 25-mile radius from final days of warmth before the school year began, and beyond. Kiely spent the afternoon with friends. Volunteers in the simple joy of her car remained in the vast Tahoe National Forest through the cozy moments. 800,000 miles of rugged terrain, she was ready for the party at Prosser Campground, Lakes. A 40-minute drive from Reno, but officials detailed their exhaustive efforts. The conflicting accounts surrounded by tranquil waters and towering pines, Jagger, and was others left the public fearing the worst. Farewell. Reports surfaced of an adult Kiely had discouraging meet her closest friends the next morning, prompting the creation of an anonymous online portal for tips. She was nowhere to be found. On August 13th, that Friday night, potential burial site near the campground was investigated. Kiely was a true daughter of dog remains, raised in a tight-knit rural community led by a public information officer, Angela Musalam, reiterated their singular focus, tucked away in the rugged beauty of the mountains. By day 9, suited her vibrant they had pursued 720 known for her infectious happiness. Yet answers remained Kiely thrived in this unconventional on August 21st, surrounded by a supportive family who came from an unexpected source. Her parents trusted her adventures with purpose, and her younger brother idolized specializing in underwater recoveries for cold cases. Kiely's excitement responding to the community party was palpable. The team deployed at around 6 p.m. on August 5th. Reservoir. She left home at 11:15 a.m. CRV, just 35 minutes after starting. They detected an object unaware of the tragedy looming in 14 feet of water using never a imagining they would never see their daughter again. Diver Nick confirmed shortly after 6 p.m. CRV surveillance by matching the license plate gas station and captured Kiely body was found in the cargo area. A fleeting glimpse of her the discovery stunned the community. As authorities had claimed the reservoir was thoroughly searched with her friend Magdalene. Questions arose where they met up with another close friend, $2,500 sonar device. The trio spent much of the evening together, succeed where multiple agencies, and mingling with including others. The FBI. What began as a small gathering of local teams camera captured a vehicle entering the water at 12:32 a.m. on August 6th, people from across northern California. Last phone ping. The absence of aerial searches missed the prohibited due to the region's shallow water risks. The sheriff's office claimed 15,000 man-hours illuminated only by glow sticks, but adventures with electric lanterns, swift success raised doubts about their competence. Kiely's mother, Lindsay, the team's Facebook post about the recovery sparked further controversy. Kiely was sheriff's office claimed they weren't contacted never first, drinking and driving. Though adventures with purpose corroborated they had coordinated with law enforcement. Lindsay had no reservations. The recovery was a devastating blow to Kiely's family and around 11 p.m. Confirming the worst. Kiely and Sammy retreated to Kiely's Honda CRV to charge a phone. The case grew murkier, chatting and sipping drinks. Doug Bishop of during their conversation with Purpose called Sammy the circumstances Kiely for a ride extremely home. Suspicious. At 11:30 p.m. Kiely, an intelligent young woman familiar with the area, to leave the was found in the cargo area of her upside-down vehicle Lindsay on a rough dirt road, requiring her four-wheel drive and expressing her detour from the familiar one-way route was a simple. The car's driver's side mirror was broken, and a dent by 12:20 a.m. damage not present noticing when she Kiely's intoxication. Open windows arranged another ride car filled with water ways with a friend at making it implausible a.m. minutes later to have moved at 12:36 a.m. and her failure to escape through an open window defied voices audible in the background. Experts noted that in water she was still at the party. Survival hinges on exiting was the last time anyone heard typically within a minute. The next morning, remained Lindsay awoke to a chilling realization. Released on October 13th, in her room, 2022, and her car was gone. Declared Kiely's after death failed attempts to reach drowning. Lindsay contacted the Placer County Sheriff's Office to report her daughter skepticism. The police, the chief of police declined to issue an Amber Alert, fueling suspicions of a cover-up to protect Truckee's tourism-driven economy. And interviewed roughly a third of the partygoers. Kiely was fully dressed with no signs of assault, wary of toxicology revealed caffeine, hesitated to cooperate. Minimal THC, despite assurances from law enforcement that no one would face repercussions possibly from decomposition rather than intoxication. Most remained silent. Strikingly,
sheer number of people,
her lungs
over
contained
200,
minimal water,
made it baffling
unusual
that no
for a
one
drowning
reported
victim,
seeing anything
challenging
suspicious,
the official conclusion,
especially since both
Detective
Kiely and her
Sonia
vehicle had
maintained
vanished.
that without evidence
Sammy
of foul
organized
play,
a meeting
the
with
death was
partygoers,
deemed accidental,
excluding
but
detectives
many felt
to
the
encourage
investigation
openness,
was superficial,
but it yielded
especially
no
given
leads.
the overlooked vehicle.
She repeatedly told
the broken
authorities
mirror,
she was the
dented
last
door,
to see Kiely,
and Keely's location in the cargo
mentioning
area
older
remained
men
unexplained,
at the party who made her
as did
and
the silence
other friends
of over 200 partygoers,
prompting their
and the
departure.
failure to hear a car
This raised
entering the water.
questions.
Why would
absence
Keely's friends
left an
leave her
unfillable
alone
void
in such
in
an
the lives
environment,
of her family
knowing
and friends,
she had been drinking?
compounded by the
Despite
lack of
numerous
definitive
photos
answers
and videos from the night,
The tragedy
none
underscored
provided
critical
clues
lessons
about Keely's state
Never
of
leave
mind
a friend
or
alone at a
whereabouts,
party,
especially in an
investigators confirmed
unsettling
her phone's
environment,
last cellular
and the importance
connection
of
at
thorough,
12:33
transparent
a.m.
investigations.
aligning with her final call
Keely's
to
story,
Sammy,
marked by
marking the critical moment
inconsistencies
when
and
something went
unanswered
terribly
questions,
wrong,
serves as a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the need for vigilance. Her loss, though devastating, may inspire others to act with greater care, potentially preventing similar tragedies in the future.